Hey, what's up, everybody? Now that the first season of the Puma Next Level circuit is done, I just wanted to create a little video and just kind of send out some last messages and say my last words to a couple of people specifically, kind of to anybody who really wants to know from a director standpoint how the first season went, and even possibly people looking forward to next season. So 17U team, players and parents, the season didn't go as planned. It didn't go the way that I kind of envisioned the season going in my mind. And I definitely think that there were a lot of things that I could have done differently from a director standpoint, from a coach standpoint, managing talent, setting expectations with players, and just a lot of things that I could have done better. I think through this season, I definitely learned a lot about being a director for travel teams, the type of personalities that need to come together to make it work, and just a lot of learning and a lot of growing from a director standpoint. On the financial side, we do still have some unfinished business with a few parents, and just know that those issues are being addressed and everything will get squared away and settled. From a player standpoint, guys, if you watch this, I did enjoy the time that I was able to coach you when things were going the way that we were trying to get things going. The effort was always there. It wasn't for a lack of talent that we didn't have the success that we could have had, but at the end of the day, decisions were made and we didn't finish that season, and I'm just hoping the best for all you guys. I know I've talked to a few of you guys since the season kind of came to a halt, and I just wanted to say I do appreciate the work you guys put in and for being there to help represent the program in the first year. For the 16s, obviously we finished the whole season. We finished the Puma season with that last undefeated weekend, and then went out to Vegas for the non-Puma event, but really played well, getting to that championship game and losing the San Antonio Premier. So that entire growth and development through Isaac's injury, through Denzel's injury, we had guys leave the team. There were so many different dynamics within the 16s that the guys that were available just showed up and fought and competed, and I really appreciate that. The way you guys helped represent the program, I really appreciate that. Obviously, we finished the season without two of our guys, and then we ended up having to bring in two guys on the fly and kind of crash course them into the offense and throw them into some stuff. And Ian and Parker, I really appreciate you guys being able to step in. Adley, Isaac, Nico, obviously Big Coop. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Taylor, everybody, Solomon, can't forget Solomon. Everybody that was a part of that team, you guys really came together as a unit. Lost a few games that probably should have won, but you won a lot of games that had you not played together as a unit, you probably would have lost. So I just want to say thank you. I'm excited to watch you guys play this season, see if playing at this higher level of competition helped you guys get ready for your high school seasons. I know you're all 5 and 6A players. You're all going to see really good competition. So at the end of the day, my goal and my hope is that playing in this circuit is going to give you an advantage to go out and compete against guys locally. Last but definitely not least, Candace and Scott, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. None of this would have been possible without you guys for a multitude of reasons, okay? Financial help and just being everywhere, being available, bringing the camera and the VOs so that we can record, film, and send it to the parents. You guys were super active in the group chats. You guys orchestrated the travel for your team and the events for your team exceptionally. None of this would have been possible without Scott and Candace Crockett. So I sincerely appreciate you guys. And then along the way, there was a lot of parents that did a lot of stuff for the boys throughout the course of the season, even on the 17 side. Tiffany gave them an amazing lunch, brunch, kind of late lunch dinner thing at a pizza place. That was amazing. The boys loved it and the food was great. So Tiffany, thank you for that. Some of the parents, Asante's parents, recorded some of the games and would share videos for me and let me post it, for not just for the players to watch it, but for me to go in and break down things and study things. So thank you to you guys, all the parents that gave other kids rides to airports and picking up kids from the airport, and just the parents that traveled. I was very, very, very thrilled with the way that you guys traveled to some of our games. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I know it was a learning experience. It was a learning experience for myself. It was a learning experience for Scott as a coach, and for the players. I know that, like I said, I've talked to a lot of the players, and they've even said, you know, going forward, things that they took away from this season that they'll apply to other aspects of life, their high school season and other teams that they play for. And I think that there's a decent amount of talent in that high school age groups, as far as our 16s and our 17s, that do have the potential to play at the next level. So it was a very eye-opening, a very educational experience, very different from what I was doing in 2023, where I would just show up and be told, this is where you go, this is the team you're coaching, here's your, you know, your boarding pass. On the flip side, when you've got to manage all of that and book flights and hotels and rental cars, and it's so much. It's so much that I wasn't ready for, but now that I've been through it, I'm excited to go through it again with a little bit different infrastructure, thanks to some guys that have been through this process that are going to help me kind of smooth out some of the bumps going into next year. So I know I've said it a few times, but I'll finish this video last time. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who was involved, players, parents, coaches, team mom, everybody. I really appreciate you guys. None of this would have been possible without you. And even though the two teams didn't have the seasons that we kind of foreshadowed in the beginning, like everybody knows, you kind of have to stumble through some things to see growth and progression. And I feel like the growth and progression that we'll experience next year will be largely in part to what we went through this season. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys all. Have a blessed night, and stay tuned for whatever's next.